Hi, I'm Bruce KiVo for MMA Confidential. We got February 23rd, UFC 157, Liz Carmouche versus the world's women bantamweight champion Ronda Rousey. Here are my predictions for the main event. You got Josh Koscheck versus Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler is a great striker, can knock almost anyone out. He's also a great wrestler. Josh Koscheck has never been knocked out. And in my opinion, I love Robbie Lawler. I'm a big fan of his. I think it's going to go the distance, and Josh Koscheck's going to win the fight. Josh Koscheck is a wrestler who became an excellent striker. He never tires. For some reason, Robbie Lawler, who's a great wrestler, trained under Pat Miletich, does not like to go to the ground. And Josh has been in the UFC for a long time, and he's fought the best opponents. He couldn't be finished by GSP. He somehow, even if he loses, he does not get finished. So I predict Josh Koscheck's going to win this fight by decision. The only way I see Robbie Lawler winning is if he can do the same thing he did to Melvin Manhoef and knock Josh Koscheck out. Because when Robbie Lawler fought Melvin Manhoef, Manhoef was killing him with leg kicks, and Robbie knew he didn't want to take those leg kicks. He timed himself right, and he knocked Melvin Manhoef out. And Manhoef is one of the most dangerous kickboxers and MMA fighters in the world. So my prediction is by decision, Josh Koscheck. Next up is McGee versus Josh Neer. Both guys are great fighters. It's hard to actually predict who's going to win. Both guys look like they're really moving up. McGee is kind of newer. Josh has got more experience. It's hard to predict this, but for some reason I'm going to predict Josh Neer to win this fight. Next up is one of my favorite fighters, Urijiah Faber versus Ivan Menjivar. Ivan seems to be the favorite of many people. Urijiah Faber's a great fighter, unbelievable. Urijiah is in his own camp. He trains in his own camp. A lot of guys who are really successful go to a camp where they're not the main people in the camp. And Urijiah Faber was the WEC champion. He was beating everyone. I think for Urijiah Faber to go up another level and to become a champion again, he's got to join a camp like a Greg Jackson camp or AKA or the Black Zillions. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't think he could lead a camp. Even though he's got his own camp, it's a great camp. I think he needs to change camps, and he may win this fight without changing camps. I don't think he has to change camps, but I think sometimes you got to learn some new things from what other camps are doing and travel around a little. I don't know if Urijiah is doing that. My predict is maybe Ivan Menjivar is going to win this fight. Sometimes new guys are more hungry. I know Urijiah Faber's hungry, but I just have a feeling Ivan Menjivar is going to take this fight. The next fight is going to be an unbelievable fight. Dan Henderson versus Lyoto Machida. As we all know, Dan Henderson has never been knocked out. He's getting up there in age. Great wrestler. He can knock you out if he lands. He keeps himself a little open, and he really wants to knock you out. Lyoto Machida is very deceptive. He's very loose. You never know what's going to happen with Lyoto. And he doesn't get tired. That's a good factor. He's got great endurance, unusual moves, Dan Henderson, when he fought Hua, in the last 2 rounds he was exhausted, and the last round he was totally wiped out. He was totally gassed. If Dan Henderson wants to win this fight, he's got to pace himself. He cannot be exhausted in the last round of the fight. He's got to really pace himself. And Lyoto, if he wants to win this fight, he has got to keep away from Dan taking him down and ground and pounding him. It's a hard decision to make who's going to win this fight. As I say, Dan has never been knocked out, but if Lyoto can pick and choose his shots, I think it is possible for him to knock Dan out, even though I say he's never been knocked out. And if he frustrates Dan, maybe Dan will get exhausted. Then again, if Dan keeps the pressure on Lyoto, he may just knock him out. My prediction is Dan Henderson's going to take this fight. The next fight is Liz Carmouche versus Rhonda Rousey. As everybody knows, Rhonda has never been stopped, and her takedowns are unbelievable. She's a bronze medalist in the Olympics in judo, and she has moved her skills right into MMA and is able to armbar everyone. Liz Carmouche is a former Marine. She's always a Marine. She's very tough. She's well versed on the ground. She's got great striking. Rhonda's striking has improved greatly. She's a student of Judo Jean LaBelle. Her striking also has gotten better and better and better. My prediction is that Liz Carmouche is not going to be able to prevent Rhonda from taking her down, and Rhonda's going to armbar her. I am not 100% sure Rhonda's going to be able to do it in the first round as she's done to everyone. The only obstacle for Rhonda is possibly Liz Carmouche giving Rhonda a harder fight than she's ever had, and maybe Rhonda will armbar her in the second round. Those are my predictions. I'm Bruce KiVo for MMA Confidential, and we'll see you at the fights.